Good morning, students. Today we will be doing the topic of Social Justice Committee. We saw in the previous video the different committees, Executive Committee, Social Justice Committee, etc. So we will see something about Social Justice Committee. Seeing the heading of the word topic itself, social strength of society, justice, to give lawful justice to somebody, committee. Now here, the creation and implementation of different schemes by the government is done by the Social Justice Committee, especially for the weaker sections of the society. Here, students, the word weaker sections is repeated many times. What do you mean by that? It means those are financially very weak, those who are having some problems financially, or those who are considered as people of low caste. Anything can be considered as weaker section. So they are getting justice by the Social Justice Committee. So the creation and implementation was done for that purpose only. So this committee is responsible to help the weaker sections of the society. And education, health, social and economical facilities are also provided to the weaker sections by the Social Justice Committee. Why? Because the name itself is very clear. It stands for justice of the society, especially for the downtrodden people of society, those who are weaker sections. Then there are 5 members in the Social Justice Committee, and it is there in the taluka and district level also. It is very much compulsory. The formation of Social Justice Committee is very much compulsory at all the 3 levels. Why? Because weaker section society are there in every level. So you need this committee at all the 3 levels. And apart from these, the main objective of Social Justice Committee is to impart justice. Students, very important word here. From the word justice, you can understand, to give justice, lawfulness to the weaker sections. Why? Because they give quick justice to the people, those who are from the weaker sections. Now students, our topic of rural administration gets over here. We saw the 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj, in which we had our Gram Panchayat, Taluka and district level. Now we'll come to the urban administration. That was the first topic. This is the second topic, urban administration. In urban administration, you have 2 main concepts. Before that, let's see the introduction. Urban stands for cities. Rural was for villages. This stands for cities. In urban administration, the first point is cities having population of 1 lakh or more than 1 lakh has the municipality. Okay? And the cities which have population of 5 lakhs or more than 5 lakhs has municipal corporation as their organization of local self-government. So 2 organizations, either municipality or municipal corporation. For example, in Gandhidham and Andipur we have municipalities. So what is the rule over here? Cities having 1 lakh or more than that, we have municipality, and municipal corporation is prevalent in cities having 5 lakhs or more than that population. Next is areas are decided according to population. What type of organization you are having in your area is decided according to the population of your area. Elections are held in municipality or in corporation every 5 years. And all the voters who have voting rights can participate in the elections. Now students, we will see the topic of municipality. In this, the main topic here is up to 25,000 or more areas having population up to 25,000 or more are categorized under municipality. Students, in a textbook there is a mistake on page number 104. Actually it is municipality, it is printed as corporation. There is a mistake over there. It should be municipality because corporation comes in the next topic. So you have to change it, make the corrections there. Instead of corporation, you will write the municipality on page number 104, just below the topic of urban administration. So the minimum number of candidates are 28. And the first number is formation. How is it formed? An area having a municipality is divided into various wards, or you can say sectors, wards, on the basis of the population of that area. 50% of seats are reserved for women. Children, you all must have seen during elections, when people come for votes for different campaigning purposes, they say your house is in ward number so and so. Why is it so? Because your areas are divided into wards on the basis of the population. The president and vice president are also elected members. Now here students, president is the head of the elected members and that he is also the chairman of the municipality, and his tenure time period is 2.5 years. Now let's see about the administration of the municipality. Here various committees are formed. We saw in the previous videos about various committees. So here also you have various committees. They are from the elected members only. Committees are formed from the elected members. For example, you have the executive committee, health and hygiene committee, finance committee, administrative, various committees are there. And the chief officer is the head of the municipality. And he is a person who is appointed by the state government. For example, chief officer of municipality of Gujarat will be of your place will be from Gujarat government only. Now let's see the functions of the municipality. Now the various functions are, first, water supply management, that is supply water to various areas, to various wards of the municipality. Second, road management, disposal of waste water sanitation system, that is to manage roads, to construct proper roads, to fill up the pit holes or the potholes, you can say. During the rainy season, it's very difficult for us to drive the vehicles. Why? Because of the bad condition of roads. So repairing all these roads are the responsibilities of the municipalities. Then disposal of waste water. Water which is contaminated should be disposed of properly by drainage systems, and dirty water should not be overflowing onto the roads. Then sanitation, hygienic system. Hygiene system should be maintained properly. Drainages should be closed with lids. Third one, registration of birth, death and marriages. Whenever a child is born, register the name of the child in the municipality. Death of any person is also registered, and marriages are also registered in the municipality. Then you have town planning and education management, proper planning of town. Then education is also very essential. Then you have fire extinguisher, that is in the case of fire, how to take control of situation. Fire extinguisher, very important point. Actions against the sale of inedible items. What do you mean by this, students? Items which are not of public benefit. Health hazards are there. If health hazards are there, you should not allow, the municipality will not allow such things to be sold out in common public. That is inedible items. Things which are having narcotic drugs, for example, or alcohol, for example, are not allowed to be sold out. Then providing facility of garden and libraries. That is also a very important facility of the municipality. Construction, maintenance of cultural buildings or auditoriums. Why is this facility given? So that people can conduct various programs. Cultural programs can also be hosted. So these were some of the functions done by the municipality. So students, here we conclude with this topic. The next video will be seeing the next topic of urban administration, that is municipal corporation. Thank you.